Hello everybody, we are back in our lamp series, and in this video we're going to go over how can we make something like this interesting lamp right here. This is from IKEA, and actually all of these pieces, I think it's maybe 8 or so pieces, construct this, and these are all flat pieces. And they kind of fold together and they kind of lock together with these wavy forms here. And so we're going to go through a process of how can we make that in Rhino. So let's go right into Rhino, dive right in. And in general, the process is we are going to open up Rhino. No, don't minimize. There we go. We're going to look at our solid lamp here. And we're going to copy this here to this layer. And okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to extrude a bunch of surfaces. Straight surfaces that, we're going to create a curve and then extrude that curve straight to make a surface that you can develop or you can unroll easily, which I went over in one of the lectures. And then what we can do is we can unroll that and then lay down some geometry where things might be interlocking. So let's just start with making our curve. Oops, I'm going to go into the front view and I'm going to bring this down a little bit. I'm just going to stick with sort of a pendant theme. It's up to you what you would like to do. I'm going to do control points through curves. I'm just going to go up here, and I'm going to make a nice, gentle curve. Something like that. I think that would be good. And in perspective mode, I'm going to get a better sense of this. I'm going to extrude curve both sides. It doesn't have to be super large. Probably going to be about yay big or so, but enough so that when I array this, I have a strong sense of what it's going to look like. So I'm going to do a polar array. Again, so easy to work around a coordinate system. And let's see, there we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select just one of these. Why don't I select this one? And I'm going to split it with these other objects. And you can see here, I'm only doing one. I'm only splitting one and splitting it with its neighbor surfaces here. And I'm going to delete that. I'm actually just going to delete all these other ones. Really, just to get the foundation of a curve that I need, I'm just going to split one surface and work on this. So I'm going to then unroll this surface. And that is going to be essentially the base of adding geometry and things. And if I were to unroll, let me go back to our IKEA sample chair. Oh, where did you go? There you go. If I were to unroll this, I would get essentially this wavy pattern. And that wavy pattern is essentially saying, like, okay, we've got these tabs that are sticking out into this other surface. And that surface sort of, maybe it has an indent or a flat section, but it is also going to be modified where this tab is coming out. And we know that in our model, all of these are actually going to be the same sort of foundational surface. So we can generate both of our sides, the two different sides we need from this. And if you haven't noticed already, this is a hexagon. And I'm just going to prove to you that all of them are the same. So we're going to get something like this, but then we're going to have some wavy features or something like that. So when I'm looking at this from the top view, I'm just going to duplicate my face border so I can get those curves. And then from there, what I can do is then add, I'm just going to be really quick about it. It's probably not going to look super clean, but I'm just going to add some circles here. I'm going to go copy from the center, and I'm just going to do maybe 3. No, you know what? I'm going to shrink this. And you can draw something a little more elegant. I'm just using these as sort of a quick example. And then I'm going to mirror those. Mirror. And so this curve right here is representing the tab that's sticking out over into the other surface. And what I'm going to do next is going to draw a circle. I'll do 2 points because that's just much easier. And I'll have my intersection snap on, and I'm going from this point to this point and filling in those gaps. Oh no, I want to do circle diameter. So I'm going to snag these guys, and then I'm going to mirror those as well. And I'm kind of doing this all in one, and I want to do both pieces at the same time because I want to make sure that they're intersecting each other right at that point, because one side's going to go in while the other side kind of goes out. A little hard to explain. But if I go back to my drawing, you can see here, again, there's a tab coming in, but right where that tab is coming in on the opposite piece here, there's not going to be anything. It could be a line, it could be a curve. We don't know. We're probably just going to stick with the geometry of the curves that we got from the original face, the original surface border. All right. So now what I can do is I can do a curve boolean. I'm going to first select the outside, but then I'm going to select every other circle so that I get this kind of pattern. Come on, think about it, computer. Well, I'm going to just crash the computer, so I'm just going to stop this video and hopefully it will come back. Okay, so after restarting Rhino after that crash, I curve booleaned one segment, and I'm going to select the other curves and create the opposing surface, or the surface that would go next to this, in which the tabs are actually pushing out in this direction. So we'll go along and select every other curve in this piece, and we'll hit enter, and we'll move that. All right. So now, does that make sense? In which, when these things are actually essentially rolled onto a surface, those curves will be bumping out on the opposite side of these curves that are bumping out of this piece, right? So I'm going to save this for right now, and I will see you in the next video when we align these objects.